Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Gyan Bhakti. We are currently exploring the scripture Mysticism of Srimad Bhagavatam. Commentaries by my Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda ji Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So, in today's satsang, we will continue the mystical meaning of Sagun and Nirakar Bhakti and Uddhav's knowledge and discussion with the gopis. The gopis' love for Krishna at the time of Uddhava's visit represents that more mature form of devotion known as Nirakar Bhakti, devotion where name and form are transcended. On this highest level of devotion, duality disappears and God has become one's very self, one's very heart and soul. And that is the mystical depth of this meaning. As an aspirant, we may begin with a name and form that we worship and meditate upon, an Ishta Devata, an aspect of God chosen by us or given to us by our Guru. However, that name and form is only a gateway, a window through which we must learn to fly to eternity. When that happens, we will see God dancing everywhere, the melody of His flute filling the universe. Everything around us will be a reminder of the divine presence, permeating all with intoxicating sweetness. Such is that mystic beauty, that mystic experience. But we have to be sincerely following that path with love and devotion. So with this, let us move on to the next episode of Jarasandh attacks Mathura. After Krishna's destruction of Kans, his two queens, Apti and Prapti, were grief-stricken and went to their father's kingdom. Their father was Jarasandh, a mighty demoniac personality of the time. When Jarasandh heard the details of the death of Kans, his son-in-law, he became exceedingly angry. With a vast army of demoniac forces, he attacked Mathura, the capital city of Krishna's kingdom. Seeing that ocean of demons descending upon Mathura, Lord Krishna was delighted because he knew it was a great opportunity for him to rid the earth of such unrighteousness, which is the reason why God comes to earth, to eliminate bad and criminal minded people or lot of terror. However, Krishna resolved that in the process of wiping out that army, he would not destroy Jarasandh himself. He would let that king live on, so he would continue to bring more and more of his demon soldiers into battle, and Krishna could go on destroying them. So that was intentional, that he would not kill Jarasandh, so he would keep bringing his remaining army. While Krishna was thinking in this manner, suddenly two chariots descended from the heavenly world, dazzling with light. One chariot was meant for Krishna and one for Balrama, and both were well equipped with divine weapons. Endowed with those weapons and the heavenly chariots, but only a very small army, Krishna and Balram went ahead to meet the vast army of Jarasandh. Within a short time, they emerged victorious, having destroyed the entire army, while not a single soldier in Krishna's army was harmed. After destroying the army, Balram captured Jarasandh and tied him up with a noose. But at the advice of Krishna, Balaram let him go. Of course, Jarasandh felt humiliated. He, who had been considered the greatest of heroes of his time, was captured but allowed to go free by compassionate enemies. This was truly a source of exceeding shame for a warrior. Intent upon destroying Krishna, Jarasandh summoned up a vast army again and again until he had attacked Mathura 17 times. Every time, however, he was defeated by Krishna and shamefully set free. Feeling degraded yet determined, Jarasandh planned his 18th attack with a special strategy. At the surging of sage Narada and his urging, who always acts in a mysterious way to speed up the destruction of demons and triumph of virtue, Jarasandh enlisted the help of a terrible demon named Kalayavan. So Jarasandha's plan was to attack in two stages. First, he would send his friend Kalayavan to Mathura with a vast army. Then, while Krishna was busy fighting Kalayavan, Jarasandha would attack Mathura from the other direction. However, Krishna, who is all-knowing, immediately adapted his own divine plot to foil the intentions of Jarasandha. When Kalayavan attacked Mathura with his army, Krishna ran out of the royal place and out of the city gate as if he was running for his life. Of course, taking advantage of Kalayavana's demoniac conceit, Krishna had the demon convinced that his mere presence had struck terror in the heart of Krishna. So he made the demon think he was scared of the demon, and thus Krishna was trying to save his life. Swollen with a sense of great power, Kalayavan left his weapons and his army behind and chased Krishna, running after him for a great distance. Finally, Krishna entered a cave and Kalayavan eagerly followed him. Searching within the dark cave for Krishna, Kalayavan saw someone lying on the earth as if sleeping under a blanket. Because the person was covered with Krishna's yellow garment or pitambar, the demon thought it must be Krishna himself, pretending to be asleep out of fear. Arrogantly, Kalayavan kicked the person with his foot. In response, that person woke up, looked at Kalayavan with light flashing from his eyes, and burnt Kalayavan to ashes. The sleeping person was actually Muchukund, a powerful and righteous king in the line of Lord Rama. Once, when gods had been terribly harassed by demons, they had requested Muchukund's help. Muchukund then engaged himself in exhausting battle to help the gods. In that battle, he fought tirelessly without sleeping day and night for a long time, destroying the demons. Well pleased, the victorious gods granted Muchukund a special boon. They told him to go and rest in a particular cave, and if anyone were to awaken him, that person would be burnt to ashes. So that is how Muchukund came to be sleeping in that cave when Krishna entered and covered him with his yellow garment. After Kalayavan was destroyed, Krishna came out of hiding and appeared before Muchukund, revealing his divine identity and the details of his plot to destroy Kalayavan. Krishna then offered Muchukund the gift of any boon. Overjoyed to see Krishna, Muchukund refused all boons of power and earthly attainments. He asked only for spiritual enlightenment. Krishna replied, "May your mind continue to flow on to me. In your next embodiment, you will become an enlightened sage who will do great good to all living beings." After the destruction of Kalayavan, Krishna activated the second part of his counterplot against Jarasandha's 18th attack. He and Balram used their tremendous divine force to create an island in the ocean that was 96 miles square. Without Jarasandha knowing it, Krishna then transported most of the people from Mathura to Dwarka, that newly created island city, temporarily giving them a safe haven and saving them from the attacks of Jarasandha. Then when Jarasandha came to attack Mathura the 18th time, Krishna and Balarama rapidly climbed towards the top of Pravavarshana mountain, pretending to be afraid of the demon. With sinister delight, Jarasandha set the entire mountain on fire, expecting to destroy the divine brothers in the blaze. However, while the smoke was obscuring visibility, Krishna and Balarama jumped down from the mountain summit and crossed the ocean to Dwarka. Unaware of their escape, Jarasandha believed that his enemy Krishna had at last been successfully destroyed in the raging fire. So with this we conclude our satsang for today, and we will cover the mystical meaning of this exciting story in tomorrow's satsang. This is Swami Nikhilanand. Om Tat Sat.